everyone. What do you imagine when you hear about Arab sheikhs? Surely you think of their incredible fortunes, their luxurious palaces, their cars, their piles of money and gold, their most fashionable gadgets and clothes, and everything they buy. These people don't deny themselves anything and live a luxurious life in every sense. Sometimes it's even hard to believe the way they spend their money. Is it too weird for an ordinary person? But on what do sheikhs spend their millions? Let's find out. Let's get it on. No doubt hawks are the favorite bird of many sheikhs, but how can you take your favorite pet to another country? You can't simply use a little cage for this purpose, because the birds will become uncomfortable. But why use a cage when you can afford an entire plane, or at least buy 100 seats? For example, the prestigious company Qatar Airways allows to carry up to 6 hawks in economy class, but Etihad Airways only allows 1 bird to be carried free of charge. The rest will have to buy a ticket. But how is that a problem for people who roll in money? Moreover, the airline gives a special green passport to each hawk to ensure their safety. Just imagine a whole plane full of hawks. And this really happens. In 2017, there was a photo on Reddit of dozens of hawks traveling in a regular passenger plane. It turned out that a certain Saudi prince bought tickets for 80 of these birds, and in order to make the hawks feel comfortable and not afraid of unfamiliar surroundings during the flight, special hoods were put on their heads. License plates. What else could you need if you already have a lot of cool cars that ordinary people can't afford? Of course, a special license plate. Spending millions on license plates is one of the craziest habits of Arab billionaires, and they really like it. In the UAE, Arab bidders are willing to pay large sums of money to get a fashionable license plate for their car. In fact, you could buy an expensive car for your family using the money the sheikhs spend on just a number plate for their cars. For example, businessman Arif Ahmad Al-Zaraouni from the UAE bought a license plate at an auction in Sharjah for 18 million Emirati dirham, which is about $5 million. The amount for the metal plate with the number 1 was 18 times higher than the initial price, and according to Al-Zaraouni, he purchased the registration plate for personal use and is not going to resell it. The businessman specifically came to the auction for this number because he always wanted to be in first place. Luxurious weddings. Weddings are always serious, very exciting, and very expensive events. In most countries, weddings are hugely celebrated, but the number of guests rarely exceeds 100 or 150. It's pretty hard to find more people, right? Try to count all of your relatives, friends, buddies, and colleagues. Even if you gathered them all, you won't be able to organize something bigger. Not in the Emirates. Local rich people arrange weddings that can only be described as grandiose, and the number of guests is incredible. Wedding events last for a week, and it's a matter of pride. Sheikhs spend millions on decorations, entertainment for guests, and food. In fact, you could organize 10 regular weddings for the same price that an average Arab billionaire spends on his daughter's marriage. It's understandable. They want all the best for their daughter, but just imagine all the things that they could have done with that money. By the way, rich Arabs in the West are also very generous when it comes to spending money on weddings. As you see, traditions are very important in this side of the world. The tallest buildings. As you've already figured out from the example of the guy who spent millions on a number plate, it's very important to be the first in everything for the people of the Emirates. To be on top, in all senses, it applies to the cities as well, where new architectural masterpieces are constantly being erected. Incredibly expensive masterpieces, of course. Sheikhs are famous for building hotels that reach the sky, but the most surprising fact is that they continue to break their own records in construction. This is because architecture is a matter of honor for the sheikhs. Thanks to it, they seem to prove to the world how rich and technologically advanced they are. The Burj Al Arab Hotel in Dubai is the only 7-star hotel in the world, and was once the tallest hotel in the world. Later, this title passed to the Rose Tower, which is located also in Dubai. Horses. It's probably no secret that sheikhs love horses and know a lot about them. Arabian horses have been famous beyond the Arabian Peninsula since centuries ago. These fast and exceptionally tough horses became the brand of the Emirates long before the word brand appeared, as well as the Emirates. It's not surprising that horses here are treated with the utmost respect and absolutely unrealistic amounts of money are spent on them. For example, in the park near Al Qasr Hotel, you can find a herd of magnificent gilded horse statues. These statues represent the images of the sheikh's stables inhabitants in full size. Each sculpture was created from life, and the models were real sheikh's horses. Just imagine how much that cost. Well, the conditions for the horses in the sheikh's stables can be envied by most humans on Earth. It's not a filthy and smelly place, it's always perfectly clean, bright, and smells like you're walking down the hallway of a 5-star hotel or visiting a millionaire. Moreover, sheikh's horses can be considered millionaires as well, because millions of dollars are spent on their maintenance. Shopping in Manchester. The English city of Manchester is a favourite destination for rich Arabs. This may seem strange, but according to some reports, about 60,000 people from Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Qatar, and Iraq visit Manchester each year, and each of them spends a lot of money during their stay in England. But why are all of these rich people crazy about Manchester? Well, there are several reasons. One of them is that there are several exotic shops in the city, but the most important thing is that the high-end shops are located within walking distance from hotels. That's why rich people prefer Manchester to London, where they have to spend way too much time on the road. But that's not the only quirk. They pay hundreds of pounds for an extra room to store things that they bought while they were in town. You heard right, a separate room only for purchases. A manager at a Manchester hotel reported that a family from the Emirates used the entire hotel storage area for their newly purchased items. Of course, everything was from luxury shops like Louis Vuitton and Alexander McQueen. Also, these shopaholics rented another room for £180 a night, which is about $230 to store their designer shoes, clothes, and jewelry. Wow, that's what it means to be serious about shopping. We wonder if sheikhs choose only luxury suites for their purchases, or are standard rooms okay for them? Spoiled children. The children of Arab sheikhs born into luxury and wealth are forced to abide by mandatory rules. These are the traditions of the country, you know. Nevertheless, often young people treat their parents' money as a bottomless pit. It's something they don't have to work for because they're used to the fact that money has always been there. Since childhood, sheikhs' children get used to having exclusive objects, rare breeds of animals, and the coolest high-tech innovations. Yes, Arab teenagers are lucky when it comes to getting pocket money from their parents. They don't have to ask their father for months to buy a new video game console, because it's probably already in the house. You can see this attitude towards life on their Instagram accounts. They're not hard to find, but be careful. These pictures and videos can make you really jealous. Sheikhs' children brag about their expensive toys like golden iPhones, Ferraris, golden Rolexes, and many other things that aren't available to a normal teenager. Some of them even own private planes and go on vacation to exotic places, making everyone jealous. Not to mention their pet leopards and unusual hobbies. Hiring stars. Everyone has a favorite celebrity. Not like a crush, but just some star that you'd like to talk to, maybe get an autograph or take a selfie with. Well, most of us aren't lucky enough, and these dreams rarely come true, even if you happen to stumble upon a celebrity in a public place. But sheikhs don't need to wait for stars after a concert or follow them down to a McDonald's, because rich people can simply invite a celebrity to their private party. Not for free, of course, but who cares if you have that much money? You can do anything. You can even arrange a prom in Disneyland or something like that. And this is not a joke. Saudi Prince Fahd Al Saud spent about $17 million in the Disneyland park in Paris. He decided to celebrate his graduation there. From May the 22nd to the 24th, 2013, he booked entire areas of the park for himself and 60 of his guests. According to the media, costume shows, performances, and photo shoots were organized for the VIP guest, and some Disney characters attended the party as well. well. And a guy named Rashid Saif Belhassa is known for inviting celebrities right into his home. He's already had many famous guests: Jackie Chan, Mariah Carey, Paul Pogba, Paris Hilton, famous athletes, and hundreds more. Floyd Mayweather and Anthony Joshua had a photo shoot with the bears from this guy's private zoo. You may be wondering how he gets the chance to meet so many celebrities. Why do they all agree to visit him? Well, he's the son of Dubai construction mogul Saif Ahmed Belhassa, so, you know, he can do
Time we first met.